Imagine waking up one day and realizing you'll never have to worry about money again. Not because you hit the jackpot or inherited a fortune, but because you finally learned the rules of the game, the money game, and started playing to win. That's what Tony Robbins Money, Master the Game is all about. It's not just about getting rich. It's about creating financial freedom. A life where you control money instead of letting money control you. Tony spent years interviewing the most brilliant financial minds on earth, billionaires like Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio. He turned their strategies into 7 steps that anyone, yes, even a regular person like you or me, can use to become financially free. Now, let's be real. Most people never even get past step 0 because they think wealth is only for the lucky or the genius or the guy who bought Bitcoin in 2011. But Tony says that's just a story we tell ourselves. A mental handbrake. Financial freedom doesn't start with luck. It starts with a decision. You decide that you're done being a consumer. You decide you're done trading time for money. You decide to become an investor. Someone who plants seeds today that grow into freedom tomorrow. Every dollar you earn is a seed. You can either eat it right away or plant it and let it multiply. The poor spend, the rich allocate. That's the real difference. But here's the catch. You can't win a game if you don't know the rules. Imagine showing up to a chess tournament without knowing how the pieces move. You'd get destroyed. Yet that's exactly how most people treat their finances. They invest blindly, follow hot tips, or let their bank handle everything while they hope for the best. Tony's message is simple. Never play a game you don't understand. So what are the rules? Rule number 1, the system is built to confuse you. Financial advisors use jargon and complex charts because the less you understand, the more they can charge you. Hidden fees, management costs, taxes, they can eat up 60% of your lifetime returns if you're not paying attention. The good news, once you learn how the game really works, you can flip the script. You go from being a pawn to being the player moving the pieces, and step 1 after that is to save. Yeah, I know, not the most exciting thing, but think of saving as your foundation. You can't build a skyscraper on quicksand. Tony says the key isn't saving what's left after you spend. It's spending what's left after you save. Pay yourself first, automatically. Set up a system where a portion of every paycheck goes straight into investments. Before you ever see it, 10%, 15%, whatever you can manage, even if it feels small. It grows faster than you think because here's what most people don't realize. Wealth isn't built in big leaps. It's built in small, consistent moves compounded over time. Compounding is like magic, except it's real. It's your money having babies and those babies having babies. Einstein called it the 8th wonder of the world for a reason. Tony loves to say, you don't get wealthy by your income. You get wealthy by your investment rate. It's not how much you earn. It's how much you keep and multiply. Now, let's talk about the fun part. What Tony calls building your money machine. Imagine this, your money quietly working for you 24/7, generating income while you're out living your life. That's the goal. Your job isn't to hustle forever. Your job is to build a machine that eventually replaces your need to hustle. And that money machine is built from something Tony calls your 3 buckets. The security bucket, the growth bucket, and the dream bucket. The security bucket is your safety net, the boring, stable investments that protect you when things go wrong. Bonds, savings accounts, insurance. This is the foundation that lets you sleep at night. Then there's the growth bucket. This is where you invest for long-term wealth. Stocks, real estate, businesses. It's riskier, but over time, it's what builds real freedom. And finally, there's the dream bucket, the one most people forget. That's where you set aside money for experiences, travel, giving, passions, the things that make life rich in meaning, not just money. Because what's the point of becoming wealthy if you forget how to live? Tony says the balance between these buckets is the key to financial peace of mind. Too much risk, and you're anxious. Too little, and you never grow. It's about harmony, not hustle. Now, here's where most people trip up. They try to time the market. Should I buy now? Should I sell? But Tony learned something powerful from billionaire investor Ray Dalio. Even the smartest people on earth can't consistently time the market, so stop trying. The key isn't timing, it's allocation. Ray's all-weather portfolio became famous for one reason. It was designed to survive anything. Inflation, deflation, booms, crashes, whatever the economy throws, it stands. The idea is simple. Some of your assets grow when the market rises. Others protect you when it falls. That balance lets you sleep through the storms. So here's a truth bomb. It's not about getting rich fast. It's about never going broke. The wealthy don't just chase returns, they chase resilience. Tony also noticed another pattern among billionaires. They don't risk big. They focus on what's called asymmetric risk. Small downside, huge upside. You don't need to hit every shot. You just need to avoid the ones that blow up your game. It's defense first. One of Tony's biggest lessons came from Jack Bogle, the founder of Vanguard. Jack told him, "Don't look for the needle, buy the haystack." Translation? Stop trying to find the next apple. Just own the whole market through low-cost index funds. Historically, that simple strategy has beaten most professional money managers. No stress, no guesswork, because wealth isn't built by being clever. It's built by being consistent. Now, at this point, Tony flips the entire conversation from financial to emotional. Because money is never just about money. It's about meaning. He says, money won't change you. It'll just magnify who you already are. If you're generous now, you'll be more generous with wealth. If you're scared now, you'll be terrified with more zeros. The final step in mastering money is to give. And not when you're rich. Now, Tony tells the story of a time he had only $17 left in his pocket. He saw a young boy taking his mom out for lunch, and he gave the kid his last dollars to pay for their meal. It sounds crazy, but Tony said that moment changed his life. Because when you give from a place of scarcity, you tell your brain, I have enough, and that mindset, abundance, is the foundation of true wealth. See, most people think the goal is to make $1 million, but the real goal is freedom. Freedom to spend your time how you want, with the people you love, doing things that matter. That's what financial mastery gives you. Choice. Money by itself is paper, but money with purpose becomes power. Tony says that wealth is a game of emotions as much as math. The numbers matter, yes, but your mindset matters more. Because if you don't master your emotions, you'll sabotage your own strategy. You'll sell when markets crash, chase hype when they rise, and let fear make your decisions. Financial freedom starts in the mind, not the bank account. And here's something most people never realize. Financial freedom isn't a dollar amount. It's a ratio between what you earn passively and what you need to live. When your money machine covers your lifestyle, even if that's a modest lifestyle, you're free. You can make $5,000 a month and be freer than someone making $50,000 who spends it all. So maybe it's not about getting rich someday. Maybe it's about designing your life today. Lower the costs of what doesn't matter. Raise the investment in what does, because every dollar you save, every investment you make, is a vote for your future self. Let's imagine a moment. It's 5 years from now. You've automated your savings. You've learned the basics of investing. You've built a small but steady money machine that earns while you sleep. You wake up and realize you have options, real ones. You can take a month off work. You can help a friend in need. You can say no to a toxic boss because you've got a financial cushion. That's freedom. That's wealth. That's the game. Tony says it best. You either master money or money masters you. There's no middle ground. So where do you start? Start small. Read one financial book this month. Open a savings or investment account. Automate your first 10%. Track your spending for a week. It doesn't matter how big the step is. What matters is that you take it, because the moment you start, you shift your identity. You're no longer the consumer. You're the investor. You're the player, not the pawn. And as your habits grow, your confidence grows. You begin to realize this game isn't about greed. It's about gratitude. It's about knowing you have enough and using that stability to create more, not just for yourself, but for others. Because when you reach the point where your needs are met and your heart is full, that's when money becomes magic. It gives you the power to serve, to give, to build, to create. That's what Tony means by mastering the game, not escaping the world, but empowering yourself to change it. So let's wrap this up. The path to financial freedom isn't a mystery. Decide to become the investor. Learn how the game works. Save automatically. Build your money machine. Balance your buckets. Protect the downside. Invest simply. And never forget to give. If you do that long enough, something incredible happens. Your money stops being a source of stress and starts being a source of strength. You stop asking, "Can I afford it?" and start asking, "Is this aligned with my purpose?" And that's when you realize the real win isn't about money at all. It's about mastery. Master.